Alright guys, we got this Spyderco Paramilitary 2 in S90V, and it wasn't long ago, a few months ago, I did a Rockwell test on it, on the blade, and it come up like 54, 55 in one of the tests, I don't know. But regardless, it's got a coating on it, which is going to mess with the number, and it wasn't exactly on the flat surface, was it? So that's going to affect the number too. We're going to be able to dodge both of those monsters today. If you can see, possibly, I've already Rockwell tested this knife. No, you're not going to be able to see it. You'll have to watch another video whenever I go back to the tabletop on this one. May do that at the end of this video, just to be able to show you what I'm talking about. But we're going to penetrate the labeling of the knife. See, that's laser etched after the coating is already on there, so there's no coating on that spot. So we will test off. We will test on the coating, but we will also test in this wording. We will get a dot in the wording, and we'll check out the numbers, and we'll sit around and talk about it. Okay? We'll get two numbers on both sides. I just got done recording the rat videos, and that calibration is on that video. There wasn't really any calibration needed to be taking place. But if you want to see me test this block, it's on the rat videos. I did it about 5 minutes ago. 56. And I believe I got that in Golden, Colorado. Let's pull it out and check it out. Oh, that's hard to tell. I think I actually went right in the middle of the C. So we'll count that as our flat test on top of I tell you what, what's the biggest thing we got on here? The word USA, probably. Let's go there. Try to get in this U. It's so small of a dot, man, that it's kind of hard to tell exactly where it's setting. But I invest in a microscope for back here. I think that will be a harder reading, y'all. I don't know. I'm still kind of not exactly sure what the story is with that needle there. That is a harder reading at 58. All right, let's flip this knife over. On this side, we're going to put one in the CPM text if possible, and we'll go off also onto the coating. I'm gonna aim for that P. Yeah, I need an optic. I think I was in it. Yeah, let's hope. I'm going for the P in CPM. Which doesn't have a coating on it. Little backstory. We're waiting on the machine to do its thing. I did send. The performance of the factory edge was so crappy, man, and my stones wouldn't cut S90V vanadium carbides. They're too big, so I just rip them out. The knife would get sharp, but it wouldn't sharpen it properly just because of the size of the vanadium carbides that are in S90V. 50, 7. Okay, I sent it off to a young lady who's a Spyderco expert. I got it in the P somewhere. All right, let's go off and back onto the coating. For a professional sharpening, I sent it to this young lady, and I have no hate for her. Now that I have a 2x72 grinder, I kind of know what a belt shatter looks like. And I think she was using like a Harbor Freight 1x30. Saying she was sharpening by hand. She did get it sharp. It took off about 1/8 of an inch of my blade. So I don't think Spyderco actually sold us a knife with a bad heat treat. I think they sold us a knife that had a burnt edge and it needed to got past. And then I think when they, somebody put it on a 59. And just to show you what I'm talking about, I'm gonna put it right here in the middle of this spider because I know I can. That spider's huge. It ain't flat, but when we're doing this test with the Rec 76 on the handle versus the middle of the blade somewhere close, close to the spine, it was a 1/2 point off. But anyway, I think my heat treat got messed up with a grinder. What in the hell happened? It's a 65. Something didn't happen right on that one. I'm just gonna move it over a little bit, just a little bit. Still gonna be in the spider, hopefully. I don't know, man. Maybe it's because it's not flat. I think that's what it is. I'm getting 65 inside there, which could be because that laser, I don't know if the laser got hot. Spyderco didn't do the engraving. Let's go off of the engraving, closer to the edge of the spine. Let's go right there in the middle. See what happens. This is pretty much where me and Jed were testing the knife. In that vicinity of the knife, and this is where we were getting our extremely low numbers. Which I had a lot of people come back in the comments. I had, look at that. 58. We can flip it over. I will stand beside the fact that I don't care where this number is. This knife has never performed. It's never been able to hold an edge any longer than a week. It's been horribly failing in the performance area, as you would expect from S90V. I mean, as you would not expect from S90V. S90V is a fantastic steel, and I wouldn't expect it from Spyderco either. But we're redoing the test. 58. Yeah. So we were getting 54 in the areas that we tested it in, which is kind of close to the areas that I'm testing it in now. But we just didn't, before we didn't disassemble the knife and test it up here on the flat. And we got some holes over here. Let's take it to the tabletop. We'll finish this conversation. Okay, so honestly, I really didn't care what the numbers were whenever I took it over to Jed's house and I was testing it. I just wanted to know if it was soft because the knife wasn't performing the way it was supposed to, or like it just. And this could very well have something to do with the sharpening. I'm getting a lot of chatter back here. You're not going to get that on stones. You're not going to get it on a fixed angle system either. You're going to get it off of a belt. So, you know, it did come back razor sharp, but you can literally see the machine chatter. And I haven't used the knife all that much because it went dull again really fast. It would probably cut me, but it's not holding an edge like you would expect a PM2 to hold an edge in the first place. If you, this is the knife I was talking about earlier, where we tested it on the blade right here, and we also tested it back here, and it was like a 0.5 point difference, which kind of was the results that I'm getting today off of off of the machine that I'm testing on today with the PM2. But I believe if this, like when you're sharpening on a grinder using belts, if you allow that blade to get too hot, you're just going to screw up your heat treat. Now, I know that's the case, right? It's just, you gotta, I keep a 5-gallon bucket of water with me while I'm making knives. And anytime it starts feeling warm to touch by, with my hands, then it's time to dip it in the water, man. You don't want to, you can't get the knife up hotter than the point where it was tempered at. So if it was tempered, say at like 350, if it gets to 375, it's gonna completely ruin your heat treat. You see where we tested it right there? Both of those were like 70s, or what were they? Like 65s or something like that. Just a crazy number that was bigger than the number that was inside this S90V. I got that in the N, and did I get one in the P? Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but I got one in the P as well. There's a little shiny divot right there at the top of the P. But those will be hard to focus in on while the font is still clear. But anyway, so fun enough. Still stand beside the fact that this knife has been a horrible performer, but it might not be all Spyderco's fault. I'm taking stabs, and I'm not trying to put the blame on anybody. I'm not mad. People do what they do. They do what they do for reasons, I suppose. And so I don't feel that would be any difference with the young lady that sharpened this knife. She did what she did for a reason, one way or the other. I'm not mad at her. I have no hate for her. It happens. It's the best thing I could tell you is to learn to sharpen your own knives just in case, And there's lots of, and she's done a phenomenal job on a bunch of knives for me. So I still don't have any hate. Like I said, man, she's sharpened this Chris Reed for me, and it looks good. And it's, man, I haven't even touched it. I've carried this knife for weeks, and I haven't had to touch the edge. I don't think. Maybe I stropped it, but it's been a great performer. Anyway. You got any questions? You got anything to add to it? Where the comment section is. I'm going to ignore the assholes so I don't have to become one myself. Other than that, if you want to have a decent conversation, I'll be there. You have a good one. We'll catch you on the flip side.